over much of England tonight. A rather cold night, which is a right bloody bore for me, I'll tell you. I don't know if it's just me, but I can't get any warmth out of those duvets. Oh, what happened to blankets, eh? They saw us through 2 wars, now you can't find them for love or money. It's like saunas, isn't it? I mean, what do I want with a sauna? I've been hitting my wife with tweaks for years. Anyway, let's look now at tomorrow's chart. Rain, which is great news if you've been waiting 12 bloody weeks, like I have, for the asphalters to come and put their steaming black muck on all over the roof. I don't know which I'd rather have, dripping through my bedroom, rain or hot tar. In northern areas and parts of Scotland, it'll be drier, milder weather, which means our mother will be able to get on the phone and bend my ear about buying a new spare room bed. I really thought when I bought her that nice house on the fast-eroding cliffs north of Aberdeen, we'd have a bit of peace. But no. Thanks to British Telecom, she can dial off-peak, which means right in the middle of your favourite television programme, for half the price of a packet of throat sweets. Makes you sick. Well, let's have a look now at the satellite photos. That's better, eh? Outlook for the weekend. A freak mixture of storm winds, high tides, hurricanes and blizzards, which combined with typhoons and water spouts will totally destroy most parts of the country. Only joking. It's going to be wet and chilly. Which reminds me, have you tried this?
Good evening. For the professional broadcaster, perfect voice control is of paramount importance. That's why we never allow any drinking anywhere near this studio. May God be my judge, not one drop of alcohol has passed my lips.
This is the only way that we can give the public what they deserve, the traditional, finely honed skills of the
experienced broadcaster. Diction, clarity,
and the ability to carry on talking
even when you're making a complete fool of yourself.
And now a name you'll be hearing over and over again. Trevor McDonough.
Good evening. We've just had startling news from ITN, who have announced that in future their newsreaders will be allowed to inject their own thoughts and feelings into news bulletins to stop them being so boring. And about bloody time, too. The man who posed in the nude for Playgirl magazine this week did it again in Hyde Park for thousands of amateur photographers. A local MP said he will be asking a question about it in the House, and so will I, as Mrs. McDonough borrowed my camera this afternoon and disappeared completely. Amid floods of tears, Sir Freddie Laker said today he was very sorry for those people whose holidays he had ruined. He then flew off to Mallorca, where I would have been now if the stupid twit hadn't cocked my holiday up as well. ITV today confirmed that they will be paying Mr. Mike Yarwood, who has left the BBC, a fee in the region of £250,000, which is a hell of a lot of money for a man who can't do an impression of a black newsreader. Despite many protests from saddened listeners, the BBC today refused to reverse their decision to axe Listen with Mother, although they knew this decision would distress many children and parents. I'm most awfully sorry. And finally, in a germ warfare protest in Trafalgar Square today, Mr. Tony Benn said that the presence of American germs in this country could do irreparable damage, but not as much as that Vindaloo curry I had in Leicester Square last night.
Hello. After a nuclear war, British enemies will invade, bringing with them deadly germ warfare. Just because the Americans spent $6 billion on their germ warfare project, people think it's expensive, but it isn't. All you need is a glass jar and a lid and a label. Now, when you see the enemy coming down the road, you and stick the label, breathing germs, onto the front of the jar. Then throw it away at the enemy, and then you run away fast. I'll just run through that again.
And now a little poem I wrote recently when I was unfortunately and suddenly hospitalised. I was getting very bored with the presents my relatives were bringing me over kindly. They gave me a box of tin soldiers for me to play with in bed. I grew tired of my sergeants and corporals, so I played with my privates instead. Now, 3 funny bananas.
But I soon found out I didn't know what life was all about. But then I learned I must confess that life is like a game of chess. Ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. Ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. Ain't what you do, it's the place that you do it. And that's what gets results. You can try hard, don't mean a thing. Take it easy, then your life will swing. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. And that's what gets results. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. And that's what gets results. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. It ain't what you do, it's the time that you do it. It ain't what you do, it's the time that you do it. And that's what gets results.
All right, Dread Zone, yes. Calm down, guys, calm down. Yes, that was the fantastic Fun Boy Tree and Bananarama with It Ain't What You Do, It's the Way That... Yes, man, really, Dread Zone. Now then, I'd just like to tell you that I was invited to play in a pro celebrity golf match last week. They said, okay, Algernon, you can play Nicholas. So I took my trousers off and my case comes up next week. This is the stuff. Who needs biting satire when you got stuff like this?
Excuse me, sir. We have reason to believe you're not white, sir.
Not white? What the hell do you think with the dreadlocks tucked under the woolly hat? The picture of Cyril Regis in the back pocket of the whole West Indian cricket team eating dasheen and curry goat at my house. Of course I'm not white, you damn idiot.
Right then, sir, would we be correct in assuming that you're black?
Yes, I am black. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud.
Can you prove that, sir?
What?
Identification on you?
Birth certificate, passport.
Listen, man, I'm in the middle of my cabaret act. Of course I ain't got no damn passport.
Not got a passport?
Right then, sir, we're going to have to ask you to come down to the station with
Which, in the interest of convenience, so is this little chair we placed about 3 yards over there, sir. Right, sit yourself down, sir. OK, really lean on him. No. Give him the hard, tough line of interrogation, officer.
Oh, me clavicle.
Right, miles for the time of year, isn't it?
Not really, I'm finding it distinctly chilly.
Not used to the climate yet, eh, sir? Just arrived, have we? How did you get here, sir? A fishing smack?
No, not really, it was,
A parachute?
No, but it was more...
Smuggled in as one of David Attenborough's prize bleeding exhibits?
No, not...
Stealing pork pie?
No, thank you.
How did you get here then, sir?
The number 23 bus from Wolverhampton.
Proper little comic, aren't you?
Seen this before, have you?
No.
Are you... Look at me, so when I'm interrogating you...
I'm sorry.
Are you sure, sir?
Man, I've never seen this axe before in my whole life.
So you know it's an axe, then?
Of course I know it's an axe. Of course I know it's an axe. My dad uses one.
It's hereditary. I told you if I had my way, I'd cut up all their little black...
All right, officer. Now, where do you live?
Dudley.
Yes?
What?
You say Dudley.
Yes.
And I looked up and said...
What?
How do you know his name's Dudley?
Been through my pockets, have you?
No.
My police car?
No, I never touched it. Listen, man, you asked me where I live and I said Dudley.
Yes.
What? What the hell skirts going on wrong
Are
here?
you trying to take the mickey out of us?
Cut and clean it off, there, so one blow, straight down the giblets. Blah!
Listen.
Is that how you do it, sir?
No, man, listen, I'm just here to do a few gags.
Gags, is it? Stop them in the mouth, trying to stop them crying out.
Listen, I'm a comedian.
Aren't you in enough trouble, sir?
I'm sorry, take that last bit back.
Not a comedian!
All right, you can go.
What?
Yeah, go on, you're right. Got transport home.
Cup of tea?
Biscuit,
Fish?
lard cake,
Coffee?
jam donut.
Margarine? Or...
Listen, I can't take this niceness anymore, okay? I give it was me.
All right, go on, you can go. Go on, son.
I done her grandmother and I always hated her the old bat. She used to listen to Steak and Stevens records and smoke the cigar, so I done her in and chucked her into the canal. She went in with hardly a ripple.
Off you go. Safe journey home now.
And I done her granddad in as well. She ripped my Bob Marley poster off the
Yes,
wall.
after you.
She was laughing round in the
Nice
canal.
lad.
Burning English people.
Yeah, shame to waste so much of his time, really.
I don't know why we have to keep bringing him in on stuff. Never seems to catch anyone.
That's your drink.
Fine.
No other bread is made quite like Bornhofen. There's flaxseed, wheat, wholemeal, malted grain, buckwheat, bran, and considerable concentration and skill. The result is no other bread has quite the same aroma and taste of Bornhofen. Man does not live on bread alone. But with Bornhofen, he comes close.
A nice little ad there from Australia. A lot of people don't get that one. They get about halfway through the show. If you remember last week, we showed you a clip from a top heavy metal heartthrob group from the mid-30s and asked you a number of searching questions about them.
For the Aintree Island, thank you very much, thank you very, very, very much, thank you very much for the Aintree Island, thank you very, very, very much.
Yeah, they haven't improved, have they?
Yeah, watch it, pal. Some people just couldn't resist making comments about me.
Yeah, that's right. Judy Hayward from Shipnell said, nice to see a clip of Gordon Honeycomb in his early days. Didn't realise he'd been in a pop group.
And Viv Davis of Wolverhampton says she remembers me playing the part of a pig when she was a little girl.
He's been playing it ever since. But the competition did in fact ask who they were. They were, of course, from the scaffold. The names were Roger McGough is the other one, apart from him, and Mike McCartney, nay McGear.
Yes, nay. Some of the answers for Roger McGough were Roger McClough, John McGough, John McCafferty, Les Hansen, and Paddy McQuirk.
His brother...
Go on, everybody
Hello,
got Mike's name right, but some were a little bit confused about his family.
Yeah, that's right. His brother, of course, is Paul McCartney, but Dee Mantford of Coventry said Paul is Mike's younger brother. Baz Adams said he's his half-brother. Charles Dodd of Canterbury said that Mike is married to Linda. And Brian Bennett of London says, P.S. I'm a banana, which I don't understand at all.
Now, the other part of the competition was, what is the Aintree Iron? Well,
Yeah.
Fiona Mackenzie of Tunbridge Wells says it's the Grand National Racecourse.
That's right, but all sorts of other ones varied. We got answers varying from the starting post,
The finishing post.
Mrs. Topham's corset,
A corrugated fence at the back of a pub used for men who were caught short.
a pub called the Black Bull, East Sefton Arms, a steelworks, an ironworks, the Mersey Tunnel, an auntie who used to take in laundry in Fazakerley, Liverpool Football Club, the late Bill Shankly, the Mersey Tunnel, coal, powdered rhino horn, God and nothing.
And among those who claimed it was nothing was Sammy Perring, aged 8 months, from Chichester.
They weren't so far from the truth, in fact, as I discovered this week talking to him, because the Aintree Iron, of course, in fact, is... So there you are, that's really education. The three who got the closest, we reckon, were Diane and John Eden from Middlesbrough with Mrs. Topham's corset, was sort of vaguely like what John was mining. T. Cunningham from Lincoln for powdered rhino horn, just because I like saying it. And Enrika Harabitovich of Leeds for an auntie who took in laundry in Vazacali. And I must say a special thanks to all of you who sent in a load of postcards that said, whatever you do, don't send me a bloody Queen LP.
There now follows a party political broadcast.
Evening. Sorry, Minister of Trade. Good evening. I want to talk to those of you who are still awake tonight about the formation of a brand new political party. It will be based on a completely new concept in British politics: total honesty. For too long, politicians in Britain have had to spend valuable time denying allegations that they are lying, devious, and untrustworthy. Well, we're going to change all that. We shall admit that we are lying, devious, and untrustworthy. We're not going to pull the wool over the electorate's eyes. Why should we? It's insulting to you, the voter, and damaging to the nation's confidence. I assure you here and now that if any of our candidates have imperfections or liabilities of any kind, we shall be the first to admit it. Take, for instance, our spokesman on the economy, Sidney Rat-Faced Parsons, the Reigate baby crusher. We admit that Sidney is an ex-East End gangster with a reputation for appalling acts of random violence. We admit he's an extortionist, and we admit he once sold his grandmother to white slave traders rather than pay for a television license. But let's forget the past, eh? Let's concentrate on the good points of the man. His fondness for children, cooked or uncooked. His deep and abiding love of Wakefield, and his enormous hands. Vince Axeman Weller, our spokesman on education, would be the first to admit he knows nothing about the subject. But if I know Vince, he'll be in that prison library every day until he does. Our foreign policy spokesman, Reinhold Uberwald, may have lived in Doncaster for the last 30 years, but he did an immense amount of travelling in Europe during the last war. And was, in fact, all set to come to England as long ago as 1940. But plans fell through. We shall make no false claims. When we say we're going to reduce unemployment over a 6-year period, we'll have no intention of doing so. I promise you that. When we say that we shall heal the wounds that have divided this country for so long and go forward together towards a bright new dawn for Britain, we won't mean it. Honestly. So if you can't make up your mind whether to vote Labour, Conservative, SDP, Liberal, or just saw your head off and jump in the river, remember there is an alternative. The Total Honesty Party. The party you know are lying.
That was a party political broadcast on behalf of the Total Honesty Party.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't.
It was. Yes, it was. It was. Yes, it was.
It wasn't.
It was. It definitely was.
There are few experiences in life worse than that of picking up a can of lager at a party and discovering someone has been using it as an ashtray. One such experience which is worse than this is being murdered. Over 3,000 people a year are murdered in Britain, and over 80% of them, it has been statistically proven, have never been to Wales. Why do more people not visit this glorious land of song? More than 1 in every 4 families owns 2 or more cars. How can they afford it? Most cars cost more than the average wage earner earns in a year, so how is it, in this age of poverty and breadline existence, that the British car industry isn't richer? Is the British worker less conciliatory today, or is he, as feminists believe women are nowadays, being willfully suppressed? In short, what is women's role in society? And how is modern woman coping with the ever-looming nuclear war? An impending doom which must cause concern and consternation for very few of the inhabitants of Stansted, who worry considerably more about the likelihood of their town becoming London's third airport. An airport which would indeed have very nearly no bearing at all on England's chances of winning the World Cup in Spain, and which would shed almost as little light on the rightful ownership of Gibraltar, still claimed by the Spanish people, many of whom are still homeless, and none of whom are ever likely to become members of the new SDP, whose teething problems we now consider, and whose manifesto is bound to ignore the large proportion of illegal immigrants now living in Denmark, a country which still relies almost entirely on its export of lager, which, when drunk from cans at a party, after people have been using them as ashtrays, is one of the least pleasant experiences in life. Tonight we ask the question, why? And we'll be looking at some of the answers next week.
Right, gentlemen, here we are. We're on common familiar ground, I think.
Aye, the 11:15 from Euston to Birmingham New Street. Smack on time again. Brilliant.
Getting up flood of steam through Watford, stripped up waste, shoveling coal into the boiler.
Yes. Can we get on now? We're on the verge of a breakthrough after nearly 5 weeks, so we just got a few final details to thrash out.
Now, there's no one here from the media. There's just you and us.
Man to man.
Aye, and we'll talk all night if needs be.
All night, aye. The Aberdeen sleeper speeding through Scotland. Coronation Class 462 at its head. Shoveling coal in 1 ton a minute, eh?
It's quite simple. You get 3% with some sort of understanding on productivity.
No, 3%, no strings.
Look, we'll even backdate it to last August.
Give us the 3% and we'll work a 48-hour week.
With extra in productivity?
Listen, we're prepared to take a reduction in annual holidays to 1 week if you'll just give us the bloody 3%.
We'll even provide our own shovels.
Can you guarantee that these extra weeks will actually provide extra productivity?
I'll tell you what we'll do, right? We'll get our wives and girlfriends to run the buffet selling home cooking. We'll dress them up as bunny girls to provide an eat-in-your-seat service and all for free.
That would mean they eat while they drive. That would be
Proven productivity, yes.
Hang about. Now, I reckon from just my family and relations, I could rustle up 9 or 10 kids. Now, from all the ASLEF members, you're talking about 150, 200,000 kids.
We could use them to decoat boilers. Polish brasses, we could even stuff young uns up chimney, and to hell with Lord Shaftesbury.
Would that increase output?
Yes, will we get more from a shift?
Would there be less time wasting?
And what about duty rostering?
Look, we're prepared to work Sundays, bank holidays, including Christmas, and our week's annual holiday redecorating stations.
We'll run Flying Scotsman for you all year round. Now, that's a magnificent engine, that. Thundering over the points, clackety-clack, smoke belching out of funnels, eh?
We'll rebuild new rolling stock out of empty beer cans.
We'll bite the coal out to save wear and tear on shovels.
We'll reopen...
Sorry, you'll reopen what?
This is not funny.
No. We'll reopen the Axe branch lines and run them at our own expense.
We'll let LNER members use our canteen again.
We'll do all essential engineering work at night instead of sleeping.
We'll wear top hats to drive main expresses.
We'll carry the freight ourselves on our bikes so that the wagons can last longer.
We'll carry divisional manager to work on a bed of spun silk.
We'll do without lunch breaks, dinner breaks, tea breaks, supper breaks.
We'll do without food altogether. We'll eat coal.
No pensions, no retirements. We'll work till we drop.
Longer if we have to.
We'll even take a 4% reduction in our wages, the money to go into a special holiday fund for the British Rail chairman.
Let's just recap. You're prepared to work a 48-hour working week.
Right.
You'll have 1 week's holiday, which you'll work through.
You'll also work weekends, bank holidays, and Christmas Day.
You'll build rolling stock out of lager cans. You'll reopen branch lines. You'll work all through the night with your families if necessary. You'll take no breaks. You'll take no pensions and no retirement.
And children and wives will work whenever necessary for free.
And 4% of your agreed wage will be deducted at source and paid into a special holiday fund for the chairman of British Rail.
That's right, fair enough.
Sounds all right to me, lad. Aye.
Right.
Aye.
Sorry, gentlemen. No productivity. No deal.
Hey, tell you what.
And now we bring you yet another of one of the most dreadful records ever made. This one's really...
I guess it was about midnight when we arrived at the hospital. The doctor was waiting at the door, and they carried my sweet wife to a delivery room. And I was left alone to walk the waiting room floor. And like all first-time fathers, I guess I was nervous, for my long-awaited son was about to arrive in this world. I even caught myself a little chuckle as I thought, you know something? It could be an old girl. But I could feel the weariness and tension mounting in me as I paced the room time and time again, and finally I reckon it got to me. And I sat down and placed my head in my hands, and then I looked up as the hall door swung open and the doctor entered with his head bowed low. And then he told me of the complications and the decisions only I could make, and urged me not to be too slow. Oh, for a long, timeless moment, I stood there, staring at him in shock and disbelief. I mean, how could I tell him to save my wife or save my child when they both mean the whole world and everything to me? I excused myself and walked off down the little hall. My footsteps carried me to the chapel door, and with an aching heart I entered. And with head bowed low, I just knelt down on the floor. Now, I know I never asked for very much, Lord, but if I could make you a deal, well, I guess you know what it would be. Let them both live their lives, and if you gotta take one, please let it be me. And then somehow I got to feeling a little better, and I hurried back down the hall. The doctor wasn't there, and as I wondered where he was, why, my legs gave way, and suddenly I began to fall. What was wrong, I wondered? Why was I lying there on the floor? Gosh, it seemed like an eternity until I looked up and I saw the doctor come running through the door. Well, he's bending over me now, and his eyes tell me that soon my life will be gone, and the only thing I can think of is that now he'll have to make that decision alone. But then he turns to his nurse and he says, it's too bad he won't know of the miracle that's happened, and that somehow they're both going to be all right. And I try to force a last little smile as I think, it's too bad he don't know of the deal I made with my God tonight.
Good evening. I'm speaking to you tonight on behalf of SPOBAT, the Society for the Prevention of Boring Appeals on Television.
If you'd like to hear more about the activities of SPOBAT, write now to SPOBAT, care of SOGAT, Nat Sober House, ACAS 191Z4.
Now it's time to beat your brains out.
If we get through 13 weeks of this item without a serious riot, I should be very surprised. Things seem to be getting more and more silly with each week that passes. But yes, that's right. Once again, it is time for us to set one of our regular weekly competitions. Sit down. Postcards only, please. Pencils and papers poised at home. We can do something that met with tremendous success. Tremendous success a couple of weeks ago when we tried this. We're going to show you 3 captions all about Valentine's Day, which is in about 7 minutes' time, girls. It'll be Valentine's Day. Woohoo! We're going to show you 3 captions. We want you to provide... Sorry, we're going to show you 3... It's not easy some weeks. We're going to show you 3 cartoons all about Valentine's Day, and we're going to ask you at home to provide captions to go with them in this week's competition. Right, got that?
Well, this one's a really cool one. There's some old geezer coming home late at night, absolutely legless, with a little present for his wife, who obviously isn't very impressed.
Isn't very impressed by his Valentine's card at all?
No.
OK, we want a caption to go with that one. This one, I've no idea what's happening with this one. It seems to have nothing to do with Valentine's Day, so I think it's...
Maid Marian.
I'm not quite sure what it's have to do with Valentine's Day. Anyway, she's obviously firing...
some sort of dart into Robin Hood's
medieval equivalent of Cupid's arrow, yeah.
Yes, yes.
This one's got the old Valentine card on, but it's got the initials K-A-T-A-N-G-A on.
So it stands for Katanga.
So I presume we want to know what you reckon those initials actually stand for. The prizes are rather well...
The prizes are really great. The first prize, of course, is this wonderful character. It's obviously Queen's Greatest Flicks, which is a cassette of Queen's video. It's absolutely okay.
Yeah, that's right. And also, let's have a look.
You've also got...
Look at the state of these prizes.
They're covered in stuff.
We'll try and clean these up before we send them.
You've also got another really terrific CB set, which is really good. Break a break, good buddy, and all that kind of thing.
Yes, yes.
And also, to transcribe and to translate all that CB thing, you've got the British CB book, with really special phrases in. That's really great. So those are your prizes.
What's happening to this? Look at this behind. Look at the state of that. You're right, you're going to be sick. You're right. Look at that. Anyway, our address, of course, as usual, is O.T.T. Central House. Make sure you're writing this down. O.T.T. Central House. Birmingham B1 to JP. Lenny Hibbins just passed out. O.T.T. Central House. I hope you're paying attention at home. Central House, Birmingham B1 to JP. Now, somehow, in amongst all this total chaos, here's lovable, cuddly old Alexi Sale.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, as I keep telling you, I'm a Marxist comedian, which means I'm non-racist and non-sexist. What I'm doing in the same show as that last item, I don't know. But, no, I didn't know what I was getting into when I agreed to be in the show. Unfortunately, they held a check over my eyes when I was signing the contract. So I didn't know what I was doing. I actually do a lot of work for charity these days. I'm actually working with the SDP. I've just been to an SDP fundraising. They had a sale of used Volvos. And also, as you know, this year has been designated the International Year of the Disabled Judge. So I'm doing a lot of work for that. I also do a lot of work for kids. I spend part of my day working in a creche. I know most of you think a creche is a car accident in Knightsbridge. I like working with kids, you know, because I remember my own childhood. I mean, wasn't your childhood wonderful? Do you remember it? You know, when you used to go up to your bedroom and you'd lock the door, you know, and then you'd stand there and just your junior wife runs looking at yourself, wouldn't you? Hey, going, ooh, you're not nice in them dirty girls, you are. Yeah, you're smiling, I can see that you did, yeah, hey. It's all coming back to you now, isn't it, hey? And you get your mum's lipstick and you put it round your mouth, wouldn't you, hey? And you draw lines all round your nipples, that's it, yeah. Big bow on your belly button, yeah, you're squirming in your seat, it's all coming back now, innit, hey? And you get your underpants, you pull them up tight underneath your armpits like that, right? You get your dad's crash helmet and you jam it on your head really tight, yeah? It's a wonderful thing, childhood, isn't it? Pretty about the head, right? And you get a big pair of industrial gauntlets, you pull them on really tight. Great big pair of fishing wellies, rubber ones, you pull them up over your thighs, you know what I mean? They fit your hips really snug, wouldn't they, eh? Yeah. I can see some knowing smiles over there, yeah. You rub them all over your thighs. You tiptoe downstairs to the kitchen, you get a tin of oxtail soup, you open the oxtail soup quiet as a mouse, and then you pour the oxtail soup into your fishing wellies, wouldn't you, that's right? And you jump up and down, you bang your head on the wall, wouldn't you? And you shout to yourself in Welsh, Ducky die, Ducky die, Ducky die. Didn't ya? Christ, that's blown the atmosphere a lot, yeah, okay. Well, listen, I better finish with a song, okay? Here we go. Naughty Norman's come to stay. Oh, what a happy life. Naughty Norman's come to play. Better hide the bread knife.
Do that now. We're looking at our watches desperately, actually, because it's about 12... sorry, hush my mind. What do we call it? 23, 29, and 59, and 14, 15. Turn that on. It's Valentine's Day, everybody! Just see if we can get that. I don't know what's that, Radio 2 or Radio 4? Most people don't believe this program is live.
The dramatic rescue of
What have we got?
16 men from the stern section of the broken Greek tanker in the Atlantic, the search for further survivors has ended. A report on the
There you are,
finances
just after
of the
midnight
DeLorean
here.
car
And,
So we're definitely live then?
We're definitely live. We're ever so live.
I feel
It is now officially Valentine's Day. And it's actually
Yippee!
still not too late to nip out and buy a last-minute card.
Excuse me. I'm looking for a Valentine's card for my girlfriend. I hope you can help me choose one.
Certainly.
Thank you.
What's her favourite colour?
Oh, pink, I think.
And her birth sign?
Oh, I know. That's Sagittarius.
Does she prefer puppies or kittens?
Kittens, I'd have thought. Little furry, cuddly kittens.
And does she like romantic poetry?
I'm sure she does, yes.
Something along the lines of, my darling, my own sweet Valentine, I send you this loving refrain. I adore your heavenly kisses when we're bonking away like a train.
Not quite that romantic, I don't think. It's a bit too romantic, I think.
Does she enjoy love play?
She goes to the theatre occasionally.
Is she very active?
She likes knitting.
Does she prefer rubber or leather?
I think it's wool mainly she uses.
Does she ever tie you up?
Only when she's winding it too fast.
Does she ever parade around in front of you wearing only sexy underwear?
Well, I'm not quite sure what this has got to do with me.
How many times can you manage it?
I've only come in to buy Valentine's card. Do you mind?
Oh, I'm so terribly sorry.
Well,
please forgive me.
I'd just like a card, please.
Yes, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sure we've got just the thing for you.
I hope so, please.
It's soft,
Soft,
and it's pink,
pink.
and it wobbles.
Wobbles?
It's a blancmange.
Oh. All right. Now, what I'm being, ladies and gentlemen, I'm being psychic tonight. Now, it's not at all easy being psychic because, actually, I had a lot of trouble yesterday. I went to a gents' outfitters and they wouldn't serve me because I was a medium. Now, what I've done, I've come amongst the audience. Now, I'm trying to pick something up. Now, what I'm doing, I'm listening for voices now. Now, there must, here in the audience, there's a Watson, Wilberger, Weinberger, Williams, Wilkins, Wilson, Smith, maybe something beginning with S.
Simpson.
A Simpson, maybe?
Yes, Simpson.
Is there a Mr. Simpson?
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Simpson. Right, I'm going to tune into your wavelength now, Mr. Simpson. Try not to be too worried about this. Now, let me see, Mr. Simpson. You've lost somebody quite recently, haven't you? Somebody very close to you?
No.
In the past 30 years? Yes. It's a male voice I'm hearing, Mr. Simpson. Who could that be?
That'll be my grandfather.
It is your grandfather, Mr. Simpson. Yes, it is your grandfather. He's talking to me now. I can hear him. He's actually saying you've got a very extraordinary Christian name, Mr. Simpson. Is that right? No. Sorry, I misheard him. A very ordinary Christian name, he said.
Yes, it's Patrick.
Is it a foreign name?
Yes, Patrick.
It's an Irish name, is it?
Yes, it's Patrick.
Is it Patrick?
Yes.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It is Patrick. Now, all right, please, let me concentrate. Now, there's another name he's coming up with here, Patrick. There's a Jane in the family, isn't there?
No.
Jane or John, Joan, no. Jack, Jill. There's a Barbara, Mary, John. No, he's not talking to any of them, Patrick. I think this is a message for me. He said, hello. Did he ever use that word when he saw people for the first time?
Yes.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. He did use that word. And, you see, what is this, Patrick? I can see this haze of sadness over your head. It's only I can see it, but I know it's there. How long ago did he die, Patrick?
Oh, 25 years ago.
But you've been thinking about him very recently, haven't you?
No.
The past couple of minutes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, thank you. He has been thinking about it. He's coming up with something else now. He's actually saying, hello, Patrick. Did he ever call you Patrick, Patrick?
Yes.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. He did call you Patrick. Thank you. And to bring this to a conclusion, Mr. Simpson, he's talking about a lady. Now, that's your wife sitting next to you, isn't it?
This gentleman here.
Sorry. Sorry, the row behind your wife's in. One of the rows in front.
No.
She's in the audience tonight, though, isn't she, your wife?
No.
You are married, though, aren't you, Mr. Simpson?
No.
And that's why you haven't brought your wife with you tonight?
Yes.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes the experiment. Thank you, Mr. Simpson.
Cookery, art, politics, sex, religion, medicine, economics, sex, sport, travel, technology, sex, music, sex, modern living, sex, 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 sex. It's all in Arthur Spendlove's Cookery and Gossip Corner.
Hello, friends. I'm so excited to be here on O.T.T. tonight. I've followed the programme ever since it wasn't taken off, and I love it. It's the sort of comedy I like, this and Panorama. It's a bit rude, but I don't care, you know. I'm into bottoms. And all that silly fuss they made early on about the men with balloons in front of their willies, or was it the other way around? I can't remember. Couldn't quite see on my set, couldn't get close enough. Anyway, I was thrilled when little Chris Tarrant, who's the only really gay one on the show, I mean really gay, asked me to come on and present a regular cookery column for 1 week. Well, quite frankly, it couldn't come at a better time, because I've been at it all week trying to get Aslef and the NUR together. I mean, I'm pro-Aslef myself. I think it's a smashing idea to have 2 men in the cab. I mean, why stop at 2? When I was very young, I always wanted to grow up to be an engine driver's friend. But you know, when all's said and done, there's no better way to relax when you come home than cookery. When I come back from a hard day's work, I dash straight for the pan. Well, of course, nowadays people are going for more sophisticated dishes. Even Marks and Spencer do goat's ear souffle these days, and that's only in the shirt department. But today I want to go back to basics, to one of the most early dishes known to man, so simple that even Geoffrey Boycott could eat it. Wood. Now, you may laugh, in fact, I'd rather you did, but you may forget that for many primitive people, wood has always been a major source of food, so I'm trying to popularize it again. I mean, why waste wood printing the Sun newspaper when you could be making a smashing salad out of it? So, here we are. The first thing I'm going to show you tonight, which is especially good with wood, is a club sandwich. Here's your club. Oh, dear. There we are. A few of the ingredients. Put it in a sandwich. Sprinkle it with something simple. I recommend Footballer's Memoirs. And there you are. Lovely sandwich. Or if you want something extra special, why not try Beurre en Bois? For this, you need prime fillet of beef, tender young mushrooms, shallots, garlic, ground almonds. Oh, there we are. 2 pieces of 4x2 block board. They're dashing around tonight. 2 6-inch nails and a hammer. Wood is such a... Oh, over there. This is terrific. Never did this at rehearsal. Wood is such a versatile little food. If you want, you can have... Oh! Well, that one's not got auto-cue on. You can have steak through the heart, Dracula's favourite. I'm going to give this to the director later on. Very popular medieval dish. If you prefer it, you can have a piece of leg. Scotch woodcock. I'm afraid I can't show you that on the programme. And my personal favourite, afterwards, darling, my personal favourite, Burf Flambe Jean d'Arc Black & Decker. Now, all you need for this is a giant redwood tree, salt, and pepper. Now, chop the tree into little pieces. I've done it here to save time. Season well and pop it in the oven. There we go. Lovely. And put it on gas mark 6. Now, the great advantage of wood is that it does heat up very quickly. Within seconds, it's ready for your wife to serve it up to the guests. Hello, darling. That's right. That's it. 20 lots of hollandaise sauce. Whoopsie daisy. Well, there we are, just a few of the delights in store for you. Oh, you don't butcher that squirter. I'll be back in 3 years' time to talk to you about cooking. Shut up! I'll be back in 3 years' time to talk to you about cooking in prison. Bye-bye.
She's so fine. I told my mom, you know, your baby, say my baby, she's so fine. She's right there in love, and people come where to shine. Well, I know, don't you love her, 'cause I love her, and you hear? Well, I know, don't you love her, 'cause I love her, and you hear? She whispers sweet things in my ear. I love the way she walks. Yeah, she walks. I love the way she talks. Yeah, she talks. Make me feel so good. Yeah, so good. Just like a good picture. Yeah, she sure. She never makes me cry. Yeah, yeah. She's my baby, my baby. Well, nothing could be better than to see her in a sweater and a real tight skirt. Nothing could be better than to see her in a sweater and a tight skirt. That don't fit. She walks on the floor, and people, let me tell you, that's it.
From about 1837, very young-looking Stevie Wonder. But now, finally tonight, will you re-welcome Africa's leading impressionist tonight, Joshua Yarlog, Goes Disco!
Okay, okay. Thank you, my friends. Okay, Katanga. Okay. And in response to a whole mountain of queries from the length and breadth of Chipping Sudbury okay, about the disco scene in Africa, here's a really hot medley straight from the African hip race. Take it away, you white boys, okay? Katanga! Katanga! This is Joshua 45. I'm coming to you live with my wanga put away. Zimbabwe every day. And Dingo made me cry, I tell you why. Zimbabwe, Mugabe, Kampala, Hukatanga, Zimbabwe, Sintole, eats bacon, egg and banga. Rock that sax, okay. Run, cause sun on your bum. The popo and gabi, the rain chase. no shopkeepers, Accra road speakers, Waganga we attend to the bounce. Play that funky music, you white boys. Okay, midnight, one more match without cocoa. Singa, Bula Wanga Siroko. Rhino in the Abigapo.